Alright, so Facebook. How's everybody doing this fine evening? Sean White coming to you here live in Atlanta, Georgia on a Monday evening. Hoping everybody is doing amazing and fantastic, by the way. If you can tell as far as in the sound of my voice, I'm not 100%. And I just want to just say first and foremost, everybody that has been wishing me a speedy recovery. I'm just getting over as far as a cold, right? I've been down as far as for the weekend. But I tell you, I'm feeling a lot better, but still weak, still tired. So forgive me as far as if my voice is not the usual, high energy, high enthusiastic. So I just want to go ahead and say that first and foremost. And really hoping everybody's really enjoying the start of this week. And I want to go ahead and get this rocking and rolling. I don't want to be on here long, so the energy in which that I have, I definitely want to make sure that this message resonates with a lot of folks. But before we go ahead and do that, guys, just want to go ahead and say for those that's catching me for the first time, welcome. To introduce myself, my name is Sean White, and I'm the founder and creator of Transformation Greatness, which we're all about motivating, encouraging, and inspiring the masses. Also, as well, partner and CEO of the Small Business Network, along with my partner and mentor, Dr. James McConnell, where we give entrepreneurs and business owners and those an opportunity that have a voice, that have a message, really to speak out and to really stand out as well through the power of TV and radio. So if that intrigues you, would love to hear from you. But now getting back here as far as to with the message at hand, a vision, man and woman shouldn't quit or won't quit. And I really like this message a lot because I believe as far as that, it's very evident and it really stands out as far as especially on what's been happening to me recently. And I want to go ahead and share that all with you guys because this is what it takes when you're an entrepreneur, when you're someone that has a mission or a vision or a calling. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, like, during last week, I had one of these things called life that just really just threw a curve at me. And with some of you know, some of you may not know, I just received word not too long ago that my aunt, she's in hospice care and the diagnosis doesn't look very good. And they're just basically saying, like, you know what, for her to get all her affairs in order, and basically they're just waiting, right, for the day. And the thing about it is too is that she has dementia as well. So I don't know if you have any loved ones that have dementia, but it's not good. It's really not good. So with that, and also just many other things along with me being sick and whatnot, the message of vision when a man or a woman doesn't quit is so important because this what separates as far as the true entrepreneurs from, dare I say, the wannabe entrepreneurs. And what do you mean by that, Sean? What I mean by this is that when you truly have a vision and when you're truly an entrepreneur, I want to say this first and foremost, that everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, but not everyone is called to be an entrepreneur. What do you mean by that? I'm going to go and break it down to you a little bit more. What a true entrepreneur means is someone that has a vision and they truly want to work for themselves. They want to create that dream life, something that's way bigger than a conventional 9-to-5 job. No disrespect as far as to the 9-to-5ers, right? Because I have a 9-to-5 job as well. And if you're totally comfortable with that and the success means to you having that 9-to-5 job, being the best employee that you can be, then go for it by all means. Let nobody tell you anything different. However, the entrepreneur chooses to think differently. We are wired differently, right? We use the 9-to-5 as far as to supplement our bills, to take care of our bills, but also with also by being an entrepreneur, we understand that in order to create that dream life, to have that vision come to pass, we know as far as that we have to do a little bit more extra, right? We have to really be able to take advantage of the time in which that we have, right? That means as far as doing the calls, that means as far as we're doing the network, that means as far as doing the grunt work, so to speak. There's going to be a lot of days, ladies and gentlemen, that when you have the vision, a lot of people are not going to see that, right? A lot of people is not going to know the sacrifice and which that it takes in order for you to reach that next level. Because, ladies and gentlemen, when you have a vision, it's something that drives you. It's something that when you are connecting with people and you realize that, wow, this individual would be a great addition, right? Or we can collaborate and do something greater. That's what it's all about. That's the way that entrepreneurs think. Entrepreneurs are the type of people that quitting is not an option and retirement is most certainly not an option, right? Versus to the wannabes. The wannabes or the entrepreneurs are those that they fancy with the idea of being an entrepreneur, right? It looks beautiful. It looks amazing, right? They want the cars, right? They want the houses, right? They want the glamour life. And you know what? It's all good. Nothing wrong with that. But the entrepreneurs are the type of individuals that when things get heavy, when they have to actually do quote unquote work, right? Then that's when it's like, it becomes inconvenient. It's like, well, this is not necessarily, on my time, right? So I'll go ahead and do it whatever I feel like it. Those are the entrepreneurs, and which that tells me in terms of the vision, their vision is not strong enough, right? It's more so of like, dare I say, a glorified hobby. Now, I'm not singling out anyone whatsoever. That's not the point of this message. But what I want to paint for you guys is the vision, right? When you have that vision, when you have that passion, when it is something that truly drives you, you gotta want it. And doesn't matter as far as if you're sick, doesn't matter as far as, if loved ones is leaving you. Doesn't matter what's going on in the world. Doesn't matter what's going on with the news, what's going on with the elections. Doesn't matter. Because the bottom line, you have been gifted with something, a vision, a calling, a passion that is burning inside of you, and only you can do it. Does that mean that it will be easy? Absolutely not. Because if that's the case, then guess what? Everybody would hit their goals and dreams and aspirations. But we all know in the real world it doesn't work like that. So the vision for the man or woman, the reason why I titled this the way I did is because the man or the woman, it won't quit, right? It just won't give up. It may be knocked down, right? It may be knocked down with illness. It may be knocked down as far as with hearing death from a loved one. They might be knocked down as far as like their finances have just been slashed more than half, right? It might be knocked down with all these different things, but yet deep inside, that man or woman cannot quit, right? It's not an option. It may be wounded, may be hurt, but quitting, absolutely not. Why is that? Because their vision will not allow them to whatsoever. Is this making sense to anybody? If this is making sense, please go ahead and give me some hearts, give me some likes. If you're catching this on a live, by all means, please let me know exactly where you're tuning in from. And if you're catching this on a replay, go ahead and do the same thing. But smash some hearts, guys. Let me know if this is making sense or if it's not making sense, right? Because with vision, it requires a change as well, right? In order for us to get to that next level, in order for me to get to that next level, I know there's certain changes that need to be made. There's certain ways in which I have been doing business in the past that may not be no longer serving me. So now I have to go ahead and pivot. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that before. What happens as your vision grows and as it gets bigger, we all know that we need certain people as far as just like in life, but we need people in business to help us get to that next level, right? If we want our business to grow, we know that we have to deal with a certain type of clientele, right? We all know as far as for us to grow as a leader, we have to put in the work because this is an inside job, not an outside job. Now that's only if you truly believe in your vision and if your vision is that big. Again, if you feel that your vision is not that big, if you feel that it's not a priority, then as being an entrepreneur, you're going to do it when it's only convenient for you, only when it feels good for you, right, at that moment. And we all know, understand, that's not how the way business works. And I want you to think about this for a second, if you're even disputing this. I want you to think about any of the top major companies and brands out here in the world. Think about this, that if their vision wasn't big enough to do things when it was hard, when it was challenging, when it was frustrating, right? When life was just throwing them a whole bunch of curveballs, do you really think that they would be the big name companies that they are now? I want you guys to think about that. And I'm not talking down to anybody whatsoever, but I'm just basically just want to state a fact, which is reality. I just mentioned to you guys not too long ago that I'm receiving some news that I didn't even see coming, right? And I'm about to lose someone which is considered the matriarch of the family. And I find out from others that guess what? They are losing or have lost family members as well, and they're entrepreneurs. And that's pretty frightening, guys. I mean, that's no joke. But yet, we won't stop. If anything, we will use that as far as for inspiration and motivation to keep on keeping on, because we know as being an entrepreneur, at times this is not for the faint at heart, right? And in order for you to reach that big goal, that big vision that you set forth when you first signed the dotted line of becoming an entrepreneur, you understand the risk that is involved, and you understand that the road towards prosperity is not going to be smooth sailing. And we need to get out of this mindset. And I'm not saying it's you that's watching this, but we have to really get out this mindset that entrepreneur is a smooth journey. No, absolutely not. And whoever is painting that picture, and whoever is basically giving you that type of Kool-Aid and telling you to drink it, you need to stop drinking that. Because reality is, business, just like in life, it has its twists and turns. It has its up and downs, right? That's just how it is. But now the whole key is, how are you going to show up? How are you going to pivot? What relationships that you're going to connect with strategically? How are you going to make the end of 2022 and 2023 much more better versus it being the same as it was from earlier this year and last year and the year before? If you don't have a strategy, if you're not collaborating on a strategic level, right? If you're really not doing this thing and you're doing the income producing activities, then it's all fantasy. And I'm sorry, if you don't like that, then by all means, you can go ahead and watch something else. You can watch somebody else. And this message is not for you. And I don't apologize for saying it. But for those that get me, for those that understand me, and again, I apologize in advance, I'm not at 100%, but this was something that was near and dear on my spirit, and I had to say it for someone. Because when you have the vision, I'm tying it right back again to the vision aspect, and you're probably wondering why I'm saying vision so many times, is because of the fact you have to have that. You have to have something that's so bigger than you, and just to be just crazy enough and naive enough to believe it. And then once you have that together, now guess what happens? Relationships start to happen, partnerships start to happen, opportunity starts to happen, and more importantly, you start to get a blueprint, a strategy. But now it's up to you to go ahead and adopt that strategy, right? Me and my business partner, Dr. James, we are in the business of helping people, right? Through the power of TV and radio. But it's up to the individual to see that opportunity, know and understand on what they have, right? The services in which I offer, coaching, hypnotherapy, amazing services that can absolutely and radically transform a person's life, but you got to be able to see the vision and the opportunity. Speaking engagements, whatever you decide to do, the opportunities is there, the blueprint is there, but are you willing to put in the footwork? Are you willing to do just a little bit more than what others may not be willing to do? That's what it really boils down to. Are you willing to be uncomfortable at months? Are you willing to stretch a bit more? Are you willing to invest within yourself? Not into the opportunity. No. Don't get that twisted. Invest into yourself so that way you can level up and be a greater version of yourself in order to be able to serve at a higher level, in order to reach the income that you want to provide. And as being a leader, wouldn't it be cool if you can be able to duplicate that? So now think about this. Instead of you being just a one-man show or one-woman show, wouldn't it be cool to duplicate 5 people just like you, right? To be able to train them, right? So now think about it. You train 5 people, right? So now you train 5 leaders. So now guess what? They're basically doing the same thing in which that you're doing. You're hoping even better. Come on, entrepreneurs. Come on now. So now those 5 people is going to go ahead and train 5 other people to train 5 other people to train 5 other people. Hello? I just gave you a tip. And if you do it correctly, you have so many people underneath your organization. Now that allows for you to free up to go ahead and venture out and do other things, and then basically follow the formula to do the same thing. This making sense to anybody? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close with this because, again, my energy is not 100%, but I think you guys already got the point. So in closing, we're at the end of 2022, about to be 2023. So much which is happening in this world, so much which is going on in the news, so much noise and chaos and hysteria and everything else. Wouldn't it make sense, instead of you just, or instead of us just feeding into that garbage, to focus on as far as the goals, the dreams, the things in which that we said that we were going to do, and really get laser locked and focused, right? And really help the people that we are supposed to help and serve, right? What if we just got 1,000% laser focused on that? How would our life would change? Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you. If this resonated with someone, by all means, please feel free to reach out to me and let me know if this resonated with you. Again, I appreciate all your time, and I'm just like trying to do my best here, even though I'm not 100%. So I appreciate you all. Again, as far as with the Small Business Network, along with myself and Dr. James McConnell, we're giving entrepreneurs, business owners, those that have a career, profession, opportunity, as far as to really expand and stretch out there, and using through the power of TV and radio. If there's something that intrigues you and you are not afraid as far as to invest into yourself, I would love to have a conversation with you. So with that, if what I stated on here either motivated, transformed, or inspired at least one person, then may God be the glory, and I'll take no credit for absolutely none of it. Until then, you're all amazing. Enjoy the rest of your evening. By His grace and mercy, look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Peace and love, family. Thank you for your time.